welcome to day 5 of the 30-day Authentic Life Challenge. I am Tanya E, and today we are going to have a conversation about intentions. There was a saying that I heard when I was growing up. It said that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That statement is a lie from the pit of hell. I know too many adults that are walking around wounded by the words that were spewed on them when they were children. Words have power. What you say carries weight. We have to begin to pay attention to the words that we say to one another, because the trauma that has taken place in a lot of families were because words were spoken that broke them apart. Relationships have died on the vine because words were used as swords to cause destruction against one another. We have to be deliberate and intentional with the words that we use, because the life of some individuals have been changed by the words that they heard. There are some decisions that people made because a word gave them a thought to change trajectory. There's also another saying that I've heard. And when I share with you that the truth shall set you free, that is a true statement. But here's something else that I need you to work on adding to it: giving the truth in love. See, if we as human beings make a decision to be intentional with sharing a hard truth with compassion, it can go a long way to helping someone get to a better position. And I know that it can be hard trying to share a truth with someone, but one of the techniques that you can use is called the sandwich method. The sandwich method is where you say a compliment to someone, and then you give them the hard truth, and then you close it with a compliment. So here's an example. Say you have someone that you know has a beautiful heart. They're an individual that will give someone the shirt off of their back, but they're also an individual that decides that they have to tell everybody some truth or some statement about their lives. They interject their unsolicited information at all points, and it can be disconcerting. What you can do in using the sandwich method, because it's really good when you're dealing with a character issue, is pull them aside, let them know that I know that you have a beautiful heart, opening with the compliment. Tell them the hard truth. There are times that people will not be able to know your beautiful heart because you choose to give them information that is unsolicited. The statements that you make don't make people get the chance to see what your beautiful heart is. And so you close it with a compliment as well. Now, this method is just one technique that can be used. There are other things that you can use and other statements that you can make. And I challenge you to take a look at what that may be, because you may need to use a different method to give a hard truth to someone that you know. And here's another part to that. If you are the person receiving the hard truth, then choose to believe. Be deliberate with initially thinking that whoever is bringing you that information is doing it in love. You see, I was a person that didn't always receive the hard truth in love. I was that little girl that always got criticized growing up. So I became the adult that was oversensitive to criticism. As a result, when people came to me with a hard truth that would have given me some impact in my life, I didn't always receive it well. It is already hard enough to bring a truth to someone. There are some people that will just tell the truth and just say, well, you know, that's just how it is. And then there are those that want to be supportive and loving, that won't want to bring the truth because they don't want to end up in a war zone with the emotional warfare that someone that they're trying to help decides to spew on them. So if you are an individual that needs to receive a hard truth, be deliberate in your efforts to know that the person that is bringing it to you is doing so in love. That will soften your heart. It will give you some compassion, and it will allow you to have some grace as well. Because I don't want you to take as long as I did to get that lesson. There were some things in my life that I stood in too long because I couldn't receive the truth well. My girlfriend often called me nice nasty. Well, that's not exactly a good term, but it was her way of trying to let me know, I'm trying to talk to you, but you have this way about you that is not easy to handle. And I didn't always go off the handle, but the way that I conveyed my wall that I put up to protect myself, because inside was the little girl that was still believing that she was being criticized instead of being a grown up to recognize that criticism can be helpful, can be supportive. And if someone loves you enough to bring you a hard truth, be intentional about how you will receive it and be intentional about how you will give it. So for day 5, let's be intentional about how we are showing up and deliberate in our efforts. If you want to continue this conversation, you need to join me on Zoom. There are people that are already here that have joined me for today. And so you can go to my website, tanyaehood.com, to register. Would love to continue this discussion with you. And in the meantime, I am Tanya E. Hood, walking in my purpose, and I want you to do the same.